believed him, and Abraham had delivered a son named Isaac, also meaning laughter. Go figure. Isaac was the centerpiece of Abraham.
All right.
Abraham loved his son Isaac.
Yeah.
On one day, God came to him and he said, Abraham, I need you to do me a favor. He said, sure, God, what do you want me to do? Abraham, I want you to take your only beloved son, and I want you to sacrifice him for me, a burnt offering.
Amen.
You want me to sacrifice the blessing that you gave me?
That's right.
Just for an offering?
My.
He didn't question him, though. He did exactly what the Lord said.
Right.
He took Isaac and a couple of men with a donkey and some wood. They went up to Mount Moriah, but halfway there, Abraham stopped everybody and said, you two men stay here with the donkey. Me and my son will go up to the top of the mountain and worship at Mount Moriah. So they make it up to the top of the mountain. As they get there, they're setting up the wood. But you can imagine what was going through Isaac's head. Okay, I see Dad, I see me, and I see wood. I don't see offering. I'll just go with it. I trust Dad. So as he's getting up to the top of the mountain, they lay out the wood. You can imagine what's going through Abraham's head. How am I going to do this? Where am I going to find the strength to be able to take my own son's life, the one whom I've loved so dearly and he's given to me?
My Lord.
You can picture him almost. Son, come here. Give me your hands. As he's tying his hands, I can almost envision Abraham crying as he's wrapping his son's hands. And his son just looking at his dad, he's saying, Dad, what are you doing? I can hear Abraham saying, son, trust me on this. Trust me. Daddy's got it all under control.
Amen.
So as he's wrapping his hands up and he ties his feet up, he sets him on top of this altar to be sacrificed. And as he lifts his blade up to go ahead and slay his son, I can see him just looking in his son's eyes one last time, trying to find the strength to finish what he had started.
Yeah.
And as he's about to strike, there's a voice from heaven that shouted, Abraham, Abraham, God has seen your good deeds. There's a ram over there in the bushes. Go ahead and take your son off the altar, untie him, and go slaughter that lamb as a burnt offering. God is pleased. God is pleased.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. See, right there, Abraham demonstrated a tremendous amount of strength by basically about to kill his son because God asked him to. Now, how can we, as new believers, as Christians, as teenagers, as old believers, how can we grab something from this story and apply it to our knowledge?
Come on now.
Well, here's one thing. God won't put you through something too big that you can't handle.
That's right.
God won't put you through something that's bigger than what you're capable of handling.
Come on now.
That's why I'm convinced. I am absolutely convinced. That's why all of us were born. Most of us were born in this time period. Because back then, I'm pretty sure that I would not go out with an arrow and a rock to go kill for food. Because God knows that I'm not capable of doing that. He won't put me through something that He knows I don't have the strength to do. I'm pretty sure I would starve to death. Now, many of you might make it, but I know that I wouldn't make it in those kinds of situations. But that's what God is doing. He puts us in certain situations, not so He can be mean, not so He can see, let's see how much I can break him down. What He's doing is He puts you through a test that He knows you're prepared for.
That's right.
And He tries to see, what are you going to do? Are you going to lean on your own knowledge? Or do I have to break you to your knees for you to finally look up and realize that all help will come from the Lord?
Come on now.
Come on now.
Amen.
Yeah, that's rich.
That's right.
My second point is Job. Now, if you heard most of my sermons, you know that I love to use Job. Job can be tied into pretty much majority of the messages that I'll use, majority of the messages that preachers use. But I've used him as an example because when it comes to strength, Job was one who demonstrated a lot of strength.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, what are you going to do when strength is your only option?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do when strength is your only option? See, Job had it made in the shade. Job was the man that he had everything in his possessions. He had anything a man could ever want. He had a large territory. He had numerous buildings. He had a family that was absolutely beautiful in his eyes. He had everything he could ever want. He was known in that time period as the man of the East because of how much God had favored and blessed him. But one day, God called an account for every single angel.
Yes.
Of course, if you remember, Satan used to be an angel, so he had to come too. So Satan appeared in front of God, giving an account for everywhere he's been, and God asked him, Satan, where you been? Oh, you know, I've been out and about around the earth, trying to steal, kill, and destroy, you know, just the usual. How about you? Well, that's not what I'm asking you that for. Have you tried my servant Job?
Come on now.
Have you tried my servant Job? An upright man, highly favored, a righteous man, whom I found great favor with.
Oh yeah.
Satan looks at God in the eye and he says this. You see, the only reason he's so favored with you, God, is because he lives in Job world. You put this little hedge of protection over him that nothing can happen to him. He has everything he could ever want. What do you expect?